Hey folks, good morning from Santa Fe, New Mexico. It's in the middle of our second Airstream adventure and having a lot of fun. Got a lot of video to show you, so stick around. More cowbell. More cowbell. More cowbell. Most cowbell. All right, here we are, Santa Fe. Got a cold snap. It's very cold. 24 degrees right now. I'm going for a run. These purple ones too. I had to keep training for the marathon. I'd already lost 2 weeks to injury, and the time was running short. I had to get up before everybody else and make coffee when I came back. In addition to taking Joyce back to her house in Las Vegas, I went to visit my oldest son, Jacob, who celebrated his birthday a few days before. We all took a joyride to Los Angeles. So here we are to see Dennis Dunaway going to the W in his premiere of Cold Coffin and live at the AstroTurf. Here we are. This is a surprise trip.
We don't even have tickets.
No tickets, we just...
After a few days in Las Vegas, we headed back to New York. Our first stop was Sedona, where we spent several days trying to find the vortex. Before we went on our hike, we had to stop for lunch at the Enchantment Resort. There's all these trails by Sedona where you can climb up into the hills or the mountains or just go through the valleys. It's all quite beautiful. I mean, breathtakingly beautiful, actually. And even though there was a lot of people, we saw many people on these paths, it was still relatively undisturbed. They have guided hikes where guides take you to see all of the attractions and tell you the history behind all the things. But because Lisa had been there before, we decided to go out on our own.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Here we are. Now the trail is completely changed. Yeah, in a different place. There's the creek down there.
Onward.
Yes, let's go.
Oh.
There's a cave right there.
There's a massive cave over here.
And then there's more caves over here. I gotta watch where I'm walking.
Holy crap.
These are the ruins. This is where Native Americans lived. Tens of thousands of years ago. Wow. While not as high in elevation as Santa Fe, it was over a mile high, and for us
Easterners used to living on sea level, it was quite a hike. The last part was 160 feet climbing through boulders to get to this sign.
Suck it in.
Pretty nice, right?
It's amazing. It's definitely
Oops. At least it's not echoing.
the 6-mile hike was one of the best parts of our adventure, but we had to move on because I had to get back before the marathon. Next stop, Amarillo, where we ate again at the Big Texan. After that, we went back to the Tom Sawyer Park in West Memphis. All right, folks, here I am. Behind me is the mighty Mississippi River. Right there, big muddy. There, that's Tennessee over there. I'm in Arkansas, actually. West Memphis, Arkansas. And I'm in Tom Sawyer's treehouse and the Tom Sawyer RV park. And if you can see up over there, that little tiny silver thing, that's my Airstream. This is the part 2 of the second half of our second Airstream adventure. We're on our way back to New York. So far, everything's been good as long as I don't fall off this precarious ladder that they've fashioned. The treehouse itself seems really sturdy. It's a very nice tree here. And I can imagine Tom Sawyer having a treehouse like this. And I don't know if you can see the water. It's running very rapidly. It's really a fast-moving river. That's the thing you don't think about in Mississippi. It's not that wide right here. Not as wide as the mighty Hudson, I don't think, but it's a lot faster moving. The barges that go down here go very fast. So anyway, here's a little nod to Samuel Clemens, Mark Twain, and Tom Sawyer, Huck Finn, and the adventures on the Mississippi. A lot of things started on the Mississippi. Baby Dodds first played the drum kit, the first drum kit. Well, the first drum kit with a bass drum pedal. Yeah, that was mounted to the bottom. They used to mount it to, it was a crazy setup. They first started doing it, but it was 1906 and 1909, one or the other. First bass drum pedal was invented by William Ludwig, and Baby Dodds would play it on the steam paddle boats, the steam boats going up and down. The people would get on there and drink and have fun and do all sorts of crazy stuff, and there was music and Louis Armstrong's Hot 5 with Baby Dodds. Anyway, so that's we've had lots of other adventures. I have video of it, so you'll see it. Then it was back on I-40 to 81 to the Jersey Turnpike and then back to Long Island. Here's some of our neighbors at the campground in Knoxville. They just couldn't leave. Well, I hope you've enjoyed my vlog this week of our tour around the country. Come back next week to see more of my adventures.